Well, if y'all notice, there's something missing right here. The International is gone. I have mixed feelings about that. I love that body style and everything. It's my favorite body of the 30s era on pickups, but like I told the guy that got it, is the one that really needs to own that truck because he will do it justice. I said for him to own it, it'll be like a reprieve for that truck. And for me to own it, it's kind of like punishment for it. So he's the one that needed to have it. He will do a really fine job. Same guy that built that Diamond T that featured a few years ago. Let's go for a Hoopie ride. You want to? Jump in. Get in, sit down, and shut up and hang on. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna pause here for a moment. Just so that some of you can see what paradise actually looks like. Check out my view. This is what I wake up to every morning, and I'm grateful every day. I never take it for granted, never get complacent. I am totally blessed to live in such a beautiful spot on this old earth. Look at the orchards turning color over there. Beautiful. Cherry trees, they get that red-orange color. Anyway, thought I would take a moment and share this with you all. That's Mama and the two little twins. They had spots on them this spring. Well, it's time to lock the gate and kind of shut things down around here for the day and go into the shop and start tinkering around. That shop's where I live. I sleep in the house, maybe eat sometimes, but I live in that shop. It's my living room. People come to visit, I don't invite them in the house. I say, come on in. And I invite them into the shop. Okay. That's enough. Oh, my hat. Okay, the very next thing that's going to happen before I put gas in that tank is I'm going to pick this thing up and get under there and take a look at that steering box and see if I can't locate. Well, I think I might have one coming. If it's configured like a 50 Chevy pickup, I may have one. I don't know if the grease is all dry in that thing or if it just is what it is, because it probably steered a lot better when it had them skinny tires and wooden spoked wheels on it. But you can't even turn the steering wheel unless you're moving. So I'd like to upgrade the steering box. I've got a power steering unit out here, but I don't want to do all that. I'm probably not going to keep this car, and I need to save some of that for somebody else to have some fun with, and they will. Somebody's going to love this car, going to fall in love with it. But I wouldn't mind upgrading that steering box to something a little more modern, and even up in the 50s or 60s would probably steer a whole lot better. Another thought pattern I'm having is I'm thinking about cranking that proportioning valve down all the way so it doesn't get any juice to the rear brakes. Take it down on the hard pavement and see if it'll do a burnout. It'd be a one-tire fire, but it might be fun. Well, I just went through the fuel system on this thing. I thought my mechanical fuel pump was working, but I couldn't get it to pump. And I blew back through the line to make sure it was clear as a tank and all that. And I don't know if the fuel pump's bad or if it was sucking air somewhere. It had some bad places in the line, I think. Some fittings that may not have been getting tight. So I went ahead and mounted the electric fuel pump back there, and I have it all wired. And the alternator bracket that we built failed. The weld failed on it. And you don't usually hear old Waylon say anything about his weld failing, but it happens, you know. So it did. Anyhow, got that all redone tonight, and as I said, went through the fuel system, got it starting and running. And the next step is going to be, I believe, see if I can get in this thing and I'll show you what's happening here. First of all, let's just fire this thing up. We'll have a little fun. So I believe the next order of business is going to be to mount this switch, but I can't bring myself to put a hole in that dash. It is sweet. I mean, all original and sweet. All the gauges are there, the switches, the knobs, everything's there. I'm not going to drill a hole in it, but I'll make a little plate to hold that and attach it up under the dash. I have to drill a hole in that bottom lip where nobody will see it, but anyway. That's the next order of business, I guess. Well, the battery died on my camera, so see if I can use my phone. At least we have an ignition switch now. Okay, got some wires to tidy up. I just left it wired the way Bob had it. It's working, and I see no need to change it other than to get them up out of the floorboard.